Hello, everyone. Welcome to Development Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis. With me today is Seth Geis and John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Good.
I'm excited to be talking about some Kristoff cigars, man. I don't review enough of them, and let's get to it.
All right. So today we are talking about the Kristoff JT Signature Series. Cigar is a Toro Extra 6 1/4 by 54.
What does JT stand for?
Jared
Joe
Trudeau.
Thomas?
Boom.
It
Doesn't
is
stand for Joe Thomas?
Joe Thomas. Who's Joe Thomas?
Who's Joe Thomas?
Who's Joe Thomas?
Joe Theismann?
You don't know who Joe Thomas is? Probably one of the greatest football offensive linemen of all time.
No.
I do not.
Offensive
Oh,
linemen
my.
aren't football players, are they?
Well, not if you're a Jets fan.
All
It
right.
doesn't stand for Joe Thomas.
So the cigar comes out of the Charles Fairmont factory in the Dominican Republic. Wrapper is Ecuadorian HVA Habano. Binder Sumatra. Filler is Mexican San Andres and Dominican Republic. Price point is $12.50, and the cigar was released in August of 2019. So with all that out of the way, Seth, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
I just realized the factory was Charles Pheromone, which sounds like pheromones. It's as I have just mentioned, I was disappointed that I wasn't disappointed in the cigar. I was expecting it's exactly what I was expecting. They put on a nice show with a little pigtail and a little closed shaggy foot, and they just delivered a just below mediocre blend that had terrible construction issues, and I had to touch up multiple times. The flavor profile was monotonous and never went anywhere. What about you, John?
So I don't think this is a cigar for everybody because this is dark and toasty. But for guys who have palates that appreciate dark and toasty, you're going to love this cigar because I love this cigar. This is really, really good. But as Seth alluded to, the construction of the cigar did not do the cigar any favors. I can't recall in recent memory a cigar that burned as poorly as this. I think I marked down 3 relights. At the point where you're hitting the 2 relights mark, that is not a good sign. And I think Aaron was saying, we'll recap, but I think Aaron was saying that we all had similar burn issues. So to me, that tells me that either the cigar didn't have enough time in the Escaparata to rest, or there's something with the blend that's just having burn issues. But despite that, the flavor profile of this was yummy, and I wish I had reviewed more cigars like this year. Aaron?
Yeah, the cigar started off with a nice flavor combination, but by the second third, it was fairly average. You mentioned the burn issues. I had similar issues. I had a relight in each third, so I had 3. It just was not, something about the cigar just didn't want to make it burn, and we saw that consistently through all the ones that we smoked for this review. So, it didn't wow me, but it didn't put me off from the line. There's a GC Signature Series. I'd be open to, smoking that, see what that's like. But maybe a better burn. I mean, I have to assume, 3 relights doesn't help the flavor profile overall. So if you could dodge the burn issues, maybe you get a little bit better experience and things like that. But, it's a bit sad, of a nice looking cigar like this is, that pigtail cap, close foot, all that kind of stuff. And then just have some burn issues kind of lets down. Just a little bit disappointing. So getting the scores, start at the top with you, John, 6.42. Was next is 5.70, and then Seth at 4.38. So how'd that 6.42 match up for you, John?
I'll tell you, man, this is, if Kristoff is watching this is a cigar that could have hit the high 6s. We talked about this last year. Some high-performing cigars were really held back by construction. To me, this is a cigar that absolutely was held back by construction. I don't know what the calculations would have worked out to, but I feel like would have been in the 6.75, 6.8 range. And to me, flavor profile-wise, that's about right. It's construction, man.
Yeah, my 5.7 matches up well. It's a slightly above average flavor profile. The draw was perfect on my cigar, but it was just the burn. So kind of a spotty construction that kind of held it back from being right around that 6 mark. So, all right, Seth, 4.38.
Alpha construction on my samples and a very lacking flavor profile.
All right,
I'll destroy it.
Any other final thoughts from you guys on this one?
I don't know. Maybe it's the name. Maybe it's the Trudeau thing. As a Canadian, I just, I love it. I gotta love it. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. Also, check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.